Hello lovelies and welcome back to the channel. My name is Katya and today we're going to be checking out why MAMAMOO is the most underrated K-pop group. Now I got recommended this video a few times and it got posted recently, so I thought we should check it out. People were really saying this was a really well edited video, that this was really good, that it was definitely something worth seeing, so I thought I'd check it out. Like, why not? And it is nearly a 30-minute video, so I'm really impressed. This is such a long video, so I'm really curious to see like what the content is going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be like a tiny documentary in a way, but it'll be really cool to see what's going to be said in this video, whether it's going to be like how they've been treated throughout their career, or just overall them just being in the industry, like how their career has been thus far. They've been in the game since 2014, and I know some of you have told me that their beginning was a bit rough, like a bit rocky, like for them to get a lot of recognition in the beginning of their career was really difficult. I'm curious if this is going to touch upon as far as fans overall, you know, because I know there's like groups who are more internationally known, like their fan base is more international than it is like local in South Korea. And then there's groups who are more local fan base in South Korea than internationally based. So I wonder how that's going to be. I wonder how it is for MAMAMOO, honestly. I feel like they're very international, but I also feel like they're very local as well. It's very hard. Maybe they're like a mix. I don't know. It's really interesting. I wonder if this video will touch upon that. I hope it kind of does. If it doesn't, you guys should definitely let me know what you think their fan base mostly consists of. International fans or, you know, South Korean fans. You know, I'm really curious. I really am. Like, it's very interesting when this happens with groups, you know, how their fan base, you know, develops, where it's other countries or if it's, you know, their homeland. But other than that, lovelies, I'm super excited to just go ahead and get into this video, so let's go. So I do have captions on, and as usual, pre-warning, if there are cuts in the video, ads are popping up and I am cutting them out later. So let's go. Oh my gosh, this keyboard is gonna drive me insane. I hate that it does not work. That's very interesting.
As K-pop keeps getting immense popularity worldwide, appealing to a wider audience and slowly getting into mainstream territory, there is one group that despite both local and global success remains largely overlooked. And there are definitely not enough videos out there about them. So let's dive into it.
I feel that way too. Oh my god, I love this. Oh, I love them so much.
MAMAMOO is a 4-member South Korean girl group from an underdog company that debuted in 2014, making them part of the third K-pop generation of idols. Renowned for their exceptional vocal abilities, their range, charisma, emotive delivery, and overall brand, they are set apart as a group with unparalleled talent and originality in the industry. From the moment they started, MAMAMOO has been consistently disrupting the conventional norms of the Korean music scene, forging a genre of their own. Their concept is neither cutesy or badass, but offers an alternative that challenges the usual stereotypical portrayal of girl groups, often designed to cater to the male gaze. Instead, they went with their own style, debuted older than what is the norm, and subjected themselves to the harsh criticisms of a public that wasn't used to idols not abiding to their impossibly high standards.
어떤 틀이 있는데 사실 그런 느낌은 아니란 말이죠. 마마모도 사실 확신이 있었어요, 처음에?
그런 생각을 아예 안 했었던 것 같아요. 정말 뭐 키가 되게 커가지고 막 모델처럼 막 멋있거나 막 이런 것도 아니고 얼굴이 막 그렇다고 되게 예쁘지도 않고 너네는 그냥 좋은 무대와 좋은 노래 이걸로 너네는 승부를 봐야 된다.
They were often disrespected for their unconventional visuals and personalities, not embodying the cute and innocent image that female idols usually adopt.
데뷔하자마자 탈퇴를 당할 뻔했어요.
Which I do want to just say that the cutesy image for female idols is not a bad thing, okay? It isn't a bad thing. Like, it just like put it out there. Like, I totally get what this video is saying. Totally get it. But just throwing it out there. Like, in case anyone like feels like criticized for that comment, like, it doesn't bother me. Like, I totally get what the video is saying. Like, it's 100% true. As far as female K-pop groups, you know, the cuter image tends to be like one of the main like focuses for female K-pop groups. But it is also not a bad image too if girl groups go with that. Just throwing it out there. Let's continue. Just in case, you know, for some viewers out there.
좀 외적인 모습으로 많은 분들이 뭐 어떻게
I remember seeing, I think, this clip in the guide for
이런 식인
them.
거예요. 그래서
서면
그런 인식들을 그래도 제가 좀 더 좋게 바꿀 수 있겠다 하면서 그랬었죠.
As young trainees, Solar, Moonbyul, Wheein, and Hwasa had to prove their way to success with the one element that truly matters and is too often dismissed: music. First ever artist of their company Rainbow Bridge World, the girls had one chance to make a lasting impression, and that they did.
They did. I love this debut song, honestly. It's so good. It is honestly very different from what I would think a debut song would be, just in like general.
괜찮다면 박수 한번 쳐주세요.
I love it.
Even though they gained attention with this first stage, the girls had very little to build upon, not benefiting from what the already established agencies with money and reputation do. In the early years, RBW couldn't even afford them a choreographer, leaving the group to make their own dances and promoting their songs with streets performances, while other groups would access large-scale promotions and resources upon debut. Not
That is
only
the
were the
tough
girls
thing with
struggling
smaller
financially,
companies.
they would also mention how they'd feel out of place and snubbed from industry actors. But despite the hardships, MAMAMOO would start growing a small fandom and achieve some success, like their first music show win with the song You're the Best.
Aww. That's always the best feeling. Aww.
Over the course of their career, MAMAMOO has shown significant maturity and evolution in their music, consistently delivering high-quality performances and attesting that there is no genre or style they cannot master.
I agree.
And even though
I
there
agree.
aren't many topics on which the K-pop community aligns, the girls' indisputable talent, charismatic stage presence, and flawless live vocals are a unanimous agreement.
I need to check out more of their Immortal songs performances. Their light stick is so cute. Beautiful.
To survive in an industry that entertains most of the spotlight on visuals and hard choreographies,
It's very true.
MAMAMOO would stand out by participating in vocal-centric shows like Immortal Songs and infuse their performances with fun moments and ad-libs in award shows that are usually a little more serious.
It's very true, honestly, though. I mean, if you guys have seen the recent performances from JYP at the Blue Dragon Awards, you know what that means. But just a brief little pause here. I did want to touch upon what they were saying there, like about like, you know, the choreography and like them, you know, really showing off their vocals, because obviously in the beginning they said like they couldn't afford a choreographer. I know you guys have mentioned to me in the comments that, you know, they aren't really known for their dancing in particular, that even though obviously as their career has gone on, they probably danced more in their music videos and performances and so on, but like dancing is definitely not one of their biggest things. I wonder if that's because early on they came up with most of their own choreography, you know, and they didn't have like a professional, like, obviously dancer who's, you know, been in the game like a little bit, like to give them choreo. But I know like Moonbyul is like one of their like main dancers, if I remember correctly from the guide. Moonbyul is like one of their main dancers, so I guess maybe she helped a lot with the choreo too. That's really cool though. But I like that it like talked about that, which is really interesting, and it definitely makes sense, you know, that they would go on like a lot of like singing focused shows. I mean, they're so cute. Like, even if their choreo isn't like, you know, hard and intense, it's still very pleasing to watch. That was so funny.
At this point, you might see how Mamamoo's fresh and forward attitude may have shaken pre-established models. Yet we've only scratched the surface of the extent to their influence and artistry, starting with their music. Their discography explores so many various styles,
That's
from
crazy
the
how
jazz,
many
soul,
albums they
and
have.
funk influences of their first EPs.
I agree. Bump it down. We'll pause again, sorry, just real quick. But yeah, no, I noticed that as well because I've reacted to a couple of their older music videos recently, actually not too long ago, and I like kind of was saying the same thing. Like they had like such a jazzy feel in the beginning of like their discography, or at least in these albums, that the songs that I heard where they were from, they had such a jazzy feel, which is so vastly different from obviously where they are now. Like, but they said, you know, they've just done so many things, so many genres.
To pop and R&B with projects like the 4-season EPs or the album Travel.
Yes, which I still need to get to that one music video.
Or even hip-hop and blues in Reality and Black.
Destiny makes me cry. Destiny makes me smile. 고장난 나침반은 돌고 돌아 길을 잃은 듯이 혼란.
I really need to listen to their albums. It's a necessity.
The one video I can only urge you to watch if you want a fast introduction to their catalog is the Killing Voice special. It's really worth it.
It is.
Although profit-driven control has limited creative agency of many idols within their company, the members of Mamamoo are invested musicians with hands-on input on their work. They are in fact the most credited girl group in KOMCA history, the Korea Music Copyright Association that legislates when an artist participates in the writing of song composition, lyrics, or arrangement.
That is crazy. It's so crazy they have the most credited girl group.
화면 전화 고개 들 때
That is so cool though. I'm so
혼자서 이제
happy
하는
for
거죠.
that.
다리 들고 내렸을 때 화면 전환이 되면서 그 관객석에 가 있는다는 거죠.
본인이
네.
바라보고 있는 시.
With themes like heartbreaks and trying to cling on to something that's falling apart, the turbulence of modern life with introspection on pain growth and loneliness, or uplifting anthems that bring a message of self-respect and confidence, the quartet's mission is to creatively evoke powerful emotions in their audience, something they achieve brilliantly by incorporating vivid imagery and metaphors that add richness and dimension to their storytelling.
날 뜨겁게 안던 그 순간 화산처럼 터져버렸던 마음 붉은 자욱이 남았어 내 맘에 아직 따뜻해.
One of their most recognized works in that aspect is their conceptual project entitled 4 Seasons, 4 Colors, a year-long multi-EP installment that represented each member through a seasonal themed lens.
한국은
Which I did technically do, I think. From what you guys are telling me, I did like a a marathon like of music videos, and oddly enough, what are the odds? I actually selected 3 of the 4 seasons. If I'm correct, if I'm talking about with the same thing you guys were telling me, I selected 3 of the 4 seasons, and it was unintentional. It wasn't like me trying. I did not know about it. It was just, I had just randomly selected the videos you guys had recommended to me, and the last one I did, I don't think was actually part of the series. I think it was like the last one. I can't even remember. But there was just the one song that wasn't a part of the series, oddly enough, unfortunately. It would have been great if I got all 4. But I still need to react to that one music video to make it complete. It was so crazy. Like, what are the odds?
계절마다 그 감성들을 느낄 수가 있는데 포시즌 앨범에는 그 사계절의 감성을 그대로 담은 앨범이에요.
I really did like it though. And I said like I felt like there was connections between like the music videos. Makes sense. I really liked Windflower. Go Go Baby. Go Go Baby was the one I did watch. I have heard the song now because of what was it on? Was it on the Halloween video, I think, right? No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. I'm thinking of something else. I'm a liar. But I haven't reacted to Go Go Baby yet. I need to do it. It has been recommended to me and I have not gotten to it yet.
This era enabled the group to capture the attention of new fans and make a significant turning point in their career, reaching heights they had yet to achieve. But with more success comes more scrutiny, and as a team that has made clear from the very start that they would not play by the rules or answer to please, the girls had to face numerous backlash in that time.
본인도 불편해 보이는데 코디는 왜 이런 옷을 입혔는지 모르겠다. 코디 분께서 입혀주신 건 아니고요. 그냥 제가 입은 거였어요.
얼굴이든 왜 인신공격을 하는지도 모르겠고 뭐 인신공격뿐만 아니라 그 사람이 어떤 옷을 입든 뭘 하든 그냥 그 사람의 모습인 거예요.
To add context, South Korea is still drowning in conservative ideology. The word feminist alone is enough to cause outrage, and idols out of all people are to remain in line and not cause controversy, which is why most of them don't openly affiliate with any social movements. The Harvard Political Review states, in South Korea, an activist can face barriers to her political career, a K-pop star is met with fans burning her photos, and YouTubers receive death threats. Politicians refer to feminism as toxic as terrorism, and even women's rights activists hesitate to use the term feminist to describe themselves in fear of discrimination and judgment. In those circumstances, you can see how female idols that deliberately exercise their confidence on stage, encourage fans to step out of the mold, and explicitly don't care for the prejudices thrown their way, are judged as a threat to some. MAMAMOO are not ones to abdicate, and when they don't answer directly to those critics in interviews and videos, they do this.
This song is so good.
In 2019, they come back with Hip, a single that will cement their position as a main actor in the industry. The chart-topping track gathers most of the ideas that the group has been trying to convey, with each of the girls embodying different characters that initiate important conversations.
거기가 날 자극한 여러분 감사. 거기서 멈춘 찌질이 반사라는 게 있어요. 이제 뭔가 자극은 좋지만 남을 헐뜯고 뭔가 그러는 거는 좋은 건 아니잖아요.
With a single song, they managed to make a statement about climate change, give exposure to drag queens, represent strong women from every profession, and address the media criticisms. The song will go on to become a massive hit, peaking at #1 in many countries, as well as in the Billboard World Digital Song Sales and the worldwide iTunes album chart.
Nice.
A milestone for a girl group that doesn't come from the big three and has basically built itself up. Later on, they continued to break records with new songs like Aya and walked their own path out of the mainstream trends by releasing an album made entirely of ballads. Very bold move for a K-pop act.
Oh my god, I need to
But
listen
MAMAMOO's
to the whole
cultural
album.
and political impact
love a
doesn't
ballad.
stop there. While misogyny intersects with other social issues such as race and sexual orientation, the girls have made themselves advocates and allies of marginalized groups, using their platform to shed light on important topics or create a safe space for underrepresented communities.
안녕하세요 여러분, 한국에서 활동하고 있는 드랙 아티스트 나나영롱 킴입니다.
서울 퀴어 문화 축제라는 곳에도 기부를 했었다라는 소식을 전달했을 때 이제 모든 멤버들이 다 긍정적으로 반응해 주셨지만 특히 문별 씨가
칼도 굉장히 녹슨 칼? 그러니까 굉장히 비위생적인 칼을 사용을 하는 거예요.
Hey shy boy, come on shy boy. Hey shy girl, come on shy girl.
저는 이번 기회에 말하고 싶지만 저는 성별을 넣는 걸 별로 좋아하지 않거든요. 성별 지칭을 하는 걸 별로 좋아하지 않는데 이번 기회에 또 저희 의견을 또 회사에서 또 들으시고 또 잘 생각해 주셨으면 좋겠다라는 말씀도 전달을 드렸습니다.
Honestly, I think that's like such a great idea. Is like not like specifying a gender in a song because it makes it more universal for people, you know. And just I think it just betters the song, in my opinion. I mean, there's nothing wrong, of course, with saying it. There's nothing wrong with it, but I do think it's cool.
In a rising conversation in K-pop, Mamamoo's stance and actions speak for themselves.
From Red Velvet?
There are so many more examples than the ones I've shown you, like how they're the first ever K-pop group to have a queer fan club that raises funds for LGBT+ projects, or how Moonbyul used to write letters every year on National Coming Out Day. To Mamamoo, being different is not something you need to hide or be ashamed of.
이 시대가 말하는 미의 기준에 내가 맞지 않다면 내가 또 다른 기준이 되어야겠다.
And as each member forged a distinctive solo career alongside their group activities, they continued to convey the team's beliefs and artistry while exploring their own.
Oh my gosh, I need to check this one out. I want to get into so much more of their solo work. I really do. Ooh, so is this where the outfits came from the 2019 Mama? Shit, so good. It's not right.
Hwasa's career as a solo artist is very much in resonance with Mamamoo's message. She often addresses the pressure and expectations placed on her as a public figure, and confronts the societal standards that have affected her self-esteem. If from the outside her songs may sound upbeat and fun, the lyrics are often introspective and expose the inner demons and struggles she deals with every day.
It's crazy how like the tone and the mood of the song can really change.
And
when
while
you,
she
like, when
remains
she
the
slows
main
it down
target
like
of
this.
hate, she has leveraged it into a source of strength,
Even though the lyrics are the
becoming one of
same.
the most successful and admired soloists in the country, and maintaining a consistent presence on the music charts.
My little babies behind them. Oh, they're so cute. I love that
Like
they're
other
just out
members
here
of
in
the group,
sweats
Hwasa's
too.
recognition also comes from her impact on the Korean hip-hop and R&B scene, with the multiple collaborations she's worked on with rappers like Loco, DPR Live, Epic
Oh, I
High,
love
and others.
DPR.
자고 있던 나를 깨워 내 모습을 채워
I'll get to this one. I have seen it. It's not posted yet. I love that they each have like their own like styles for like their own music.
Ween's expression for the majority of her solo work has been delving into the turbulence of young adulthood through soft pop and R&B inspirations paired with poetic imagery. As she grows to appreciate herself more as an artist, she learns not to dwell on the past and look to a brighter future with the newfound confidence fans gave her. Her delicate yet powerful voice makes her an excellent fit for a wide range of music styles, which she had the opportunity to explore through collaborations with artists like Sick K, PH1, or Cold.
I've heard a little bit of PH1. I haven't heard the other two.
And while she enjoys taking on new challenges that showcase her incredible versatility, Ween's core characteristic is defined by her ability to marry disciplines, like the artwork she created for her song Goodbye, where she offers a rare representation of same-sex love in a K-pop music video.
Aww. I do remember that being mentioned about her artwork in the guide. Yes! Vocalist.
As the main rapper of the group,
her.
Moonbyul has had the chance with her own music to broaden her artistic horizons and demonstrate her full capabilities.
I think she has such a beautiful voice.
Known for releasing
not
songs
heard
with
enough of it.
gender-neutral or ambiguous lyrics, she's crafted a unique identity around her androgynous image, challenging the binary view of gender through music, which is very well exhibited in the sultry sapphic anthem Shutdown that she wrote and performed with Sori, another icon of the queer community.
Vocals.
The rest of her catalog either delves into introspective storytelling, where she lays bare her emotions and tackles themes like loneliness and self-hatred, or into more uplifting songs with a few collaborations with mostly female singers.
She gets a good variety going. Solar. These dancers though. I feel like she has such good fashion in these music videos. Whether it's MAMAMOO or otherwise, I always feel like she looks so good all the time.
Compared
She's
to the
just
rest
so
of the
good.
members, Solar is still at the start of her solo journey, and aside from the
Interesting.
soundtracks of K-dramas, some covers, and a handful of collaborations, her own material came about in the form of refreshing songs and strong visuals that capture her bright and breezy personality.
So sweet and chocolate, you make me feel good. 넌 어때? 넌 몰래 난 tonight.
Despite her playful lyrics and demeanor, her music upholds an important message of valuing inner beauty and uniqueness, principles she's steadfastly embraced throughout her career with her carefree attitude and attraction to unconventional concepts. Whether it's through her YouTube channel, television appearances, or musical theater, Solar has consistently demonstrated that she possesses one of the most spectacular voices of the industry.
True. The song. The song just makes me emotional.
If pushing artistic boundaries far and wide as a group or as soloists is part of Mamamoo's greatest achievements, they also enjoy the calmer phases of their career, using them as opportunities to experiment and maintain their reputation as a constant source of creative surprises. Among those would be their anthology album released in 2021 that revisits their greatest hits with remixes and new arrangements.
아주 파랗게 그려져버렸는 걸 Do you remember? 내 맘을 랩 꽉 잡아 핸들 너가 움직이는 곳으로 나 따라갈 영화 속 주인공처럼 뜨겁게
I love an orchestral version.
Hey mommy, come on hey daddy 이리 와서 얘들 좀 봐 Come on hey sister, come on hey brother 누가 얘들 좀 말려줘
Or the first subunit of the quartet, with Solar and Moonbeal joining forces as MAMAMOO Plus. While Wheein and Hwasa work on their solo activities, which doesn't stop them from still collaborating together. Throughout their journey, MAMAMOO has maintained their down-to-earth and approachable demeanor, curating a close relationship with their fans, but also with each other, supporting their individual endeavors and harmonizing their talents to create a unique identity and sound. As they continue to walk the Rainbow Bridge and captivate audiences around the world with their talent and authenticity, my hope is that this video gave honor to their legacy and allowed you to get to know them, their art, and what they stand for a little better.
비포장 도로를 많이 걸었던 것 같아요. 그래서 좀 흙먼지도 많이 묻고. 네.
우린 레인보우 브릿지지.
무지개 다리.
무지개 다리를 걷고.
네, 그럼 지금까지
아싸 마마무 마마무였습니다. 감사합니다.
Not them ending on the song. Wow, I really enjoyed that video. It was so good. You guys are right. It was really, really well edited. It was literally like a little mini documentary. What I love about this video is I was able to get to learn about them more. And especially throughout their career, like there was things I didn't know, things that I was able to like see for the very first time, you know, and kind of discuss. And especially like since MAMAMOO is the first girl group that I've gotten into, and it's just so great. It's so great to learn more about them, and especially at the beginning of their career and all the things that they've done, how they have always been kind of the unconventional group, like since the beginning. That even like with their ages, which was very interesting because I think they're all in their 30s now, early 30s, maybe a couple late 30s, but they're all in like their early 30s now. So like when they were at the start of their career, then they were all probably in their early 20s at that point, like all of them, because they're all pretty close together in age, which I guess like they said like they were older than what artists normally start debuting at, which I guess is true. Artists, I think, or at least for idols and groups, do tend to be younger. Like their youngest, like their maknae is always like 15 or 16 when they debut, and like the oldest tends to be like at the 18, 19, 20 mark, which is just, you know, so interesting. Like it's crazy, like that gap. But also like that's what I think made MAMAMOO so unique, because at that point they're already in their early 20s. Like, they're old enough to have experienced things in their life and old enough to have developed their voices. Like, they're not going to be going through a transitional time of, like, obviously being teens versus being like adults. Obviously their voice has probably changed over the course of this past decade, but you know what I mean. Their vocals have just been so consistent from what I've heard thus far. Like, I've hardly heard any big change in their vocals. Granted, I've only seen through mostly music videos, so it's hard to tell, but through music videos alone you can hear more stuff with live performances. But just when I've seen, they've always been really consistent and amazing vocals since the beginning. Like, they've had such great voices since the beginning, and that's not to say like they haven't worked hard over the years. They just have always had really unique and beautiful voices. I do like how this video did touch upon like the norms that would be for female K-pop groups, such as, like, you know, the very cutesy concept, or like the bad girl image, you know, that those tend to be like the two main things I think for girl groups. Like, there's no really other thing that's going on like for girl groups, and I think that's starting to change more with girl groups I think that are coming out now. Just like from what I've seen, like, I don't really check out any modern girl groups now, but from what I've seen, that seems like it's starting to change with some. But definitely that has been the norm, that has been the usual, is the cutesy girl image, and that's definitely something that I've seen be discussed like over the years of K-pop. That's definitely like one thing I've seen has always been like kind of like a controversy, and of course the misogyny part of it. And obviously we know like MAMAMOO has always had like this very openness about them, especially like with their dancing. Like, obviously we know MAMAMOO has always been very open with their dancing, and he, you know, has always done, you know, sexy moves, or, you know, something where it accentuates their body, but it's not done like they said, like, they don't do it for like the people's, like, you know, to grab like men's attention. They're doing because that's what they like, it's what they chose to do. Like, and that's always been like, I think one of the big things with Hwasa. I think she likes to show like that sexuality part side of her, and that's something to be like ashamed of. Like, if you want to like flaunt that, like, it's okay. And the same thing I think even goes like with the rest of the members as well. Like, they all have their moments when they accentuate things, like in dancing or in their music videos or however way, but they all have like their moments when they do that. But it should definitely not be taken as a way like to please like others' eyes, like in like a gross way. It should just be seen as like a thing of appreciation, like, and things that they do because they're confident within themselves. And that should be like with any group. Like, it should definitely never be concepts like that, or like in any other way that should be pleasing to like a certain type of audience to like captivate people. But it should always be like, for any group, like doing things because it's what's making you happy, it's something you're comfortable doing. It should definitely never be something that's forced. And it's so great to see like the queer representation that they have, like, just amongst their group and amongst their fans, which is so cool, and it's so cute, and it's so like interesting to see, because like that one performance they showed with the gender fluid group they mentioned, I can't remember the name that they said off the top of my head, but very interesting and so cool, like, to see like on a live performance. Like, I believe it looked like it was on an award show. Like, so cool to see. Like, obviously other idols may not be comfortable doing that, or companies don't want them doing that, but it's so cool to see like there is like a group out there who's willing to test those limits. And like, who cares, because it looked like it was a fun performance. Like, they were having so much fun up there. Like, it's so good. And I like that there's just so much like appreciation amongst the members to fans who are queer, and that I love that they're so open about it. It's not something to be like ashamed of, or like hide, or like not publicly show that you're supporting. It's great to see. And I loved that there's like a specific MAMAMOO queer like support group or fan club, I think they were saying. I don't remember if they said support or if it was fan. I think it was fan. I think it was a fan club. Which is just so cool. That's just so cool, like, to be a part of. That's so cute. And I love that it looked like they were wearing like their little pins, is what they were pointing out. Oh, that's so cool. And then like also the them being credited for having the most credits for a female group, which is so cool. I had no idea. Honestly, I've always like wondered like what their involvement has been like to the extent with their music. And I think you guys have slightly touched upon it in the comments, how involved they've been. It's great to see like how involved they are, like how many credits they are credited amongst like the Copyright Association. Like that's so cool. But I'm so glad I watched this video. I learned so much, and but I'm so glad I watched this video because I really did learn so much about them. And you know, it talked about topics that I think are just never talked about, and I'm glad like things were brought up because it's things they discuss themselves in their group, like, you know, society, political norms, and things like that. Like it's just so good to see. I think there are more groups starting to get more comfortable speaking about certain things as far as like social norms and things like that, but obviously they have been doing this for like a long time now within their careers, talking about and like doing things that like other idols would never do, you know. And it's great to see that and how they've like really impacted like the community in general. Thank you once again to everyone who suggested this video. It was a great one. I'm really glad I watched it. But that is it for today, lovelies. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. Continue to leave your recommendations down in the comments section, and if you want to see me check out more MAMAMOO or other K-pop content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. But other than that, lovelies, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!